Hello, this is Cats Play Go. We are going to review a game that I played versus Ben the other day. It was game one of our Jubango. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
Here I prefer this enclosure because Black can't really enclose his corner in one move.
And what do you think about the large knight that Ben ended up playing?
I thought it was okay.
What up before the approach?
Before the approach?
Yeah.
So you mean like playing it right away?
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of large knights.
It just
has too much weakness in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably similar. I just don't like it.
Okay.
And I played this one, which is okay. But I was thinking maybe this way would be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes me eye of A and B, which are both very big.
Yeah, they seem to be about the same.
Mm-hmm. But because I thought his large enclosure in the corner was a bit weaker, I played this one first. Then he played this one. And the reason I played in the top left the way I did was because when I get this extension here, the corner is much weaker because it's the large knight. But when he played this one, it's not the same because my corner is much more solid. So when he approaches at R14, the corner is much stronger than his is. And this opens up the R6 approach that I did next. But if he did this one, playing at A is much harder, just much more narrow. And so it forces me to play on the B side, which is low value because of the F3 being low.
And I believe Ben said that he wasn't sure which one to play, and so he just played this one because you played J17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
he couldn't decide between each one.
Yeah, I think the situations are completely different just because he has the large enclosure and I have the small one. So I would definitely prefer this one.
Yeah, I do. I prefer this one as well.
And so I played here right away because the bottom side is low value, so I'd rather force him to that area. And I would prefer if he played the pincer because it kind of forces me to take the side that I don't want because A is just low value and he can reduce this easily.
But this is better than if you just approached on the lower side first.
Yes, it is better than that one, but still not the best. So he should have forced me into this direction. But instead he chose to kick. And he played high, but I would prefer low, just because, again, the bottom side is just low value. So it's better to just play more solid and take points.
Yeah, playing high gives you a better move on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now I have the M3 move. And here I thought he should have jumped here. And then I probably need to defend my weak group. And then when he extends here, I can't press him down like I could in the game because he just jumped here directly. And this move seems natural to me. And here it feels bad to just defend like this because it just gives me a wall, making my groups nice and strong. And I had Sente to play here. So it felt like I got a big lead just from this.
Yeah, you got everything you wanted.
Mm-hmm. So it feels like he needs to try and fight back. And here's a few ways that I thought he could have done it. If I block this way, now it's a lot harder for me to get the outside. And the corner is weaker. Or I could choose to just take this stone, but then he can push and jump out. And then the corner is still open, so it's not too bad. And I would probably need to defend my group here because it's not alive yet.
I think this is a common sort of thing that we were going to see in this game, though, is that Ben never really fights back in a strong way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played a little passive most of the game, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe he thought he was ahead or the game was close, but I thought I was ahead already, and he needed, at least after he did this part.
Yeah.
So instead he did this one, which gave me Sente and Give me some position in the center. I have no weak groups, so I feel ahead at this point already.
Yeah, it feels hard for White to use his large knight in the top left.
Mm-hmm.
He's not able to build anything. He doesn't really have any influence anywhere, and so it feels like some of his stones are not efficiently placed on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he should have just defended his corner like this. And it's not too easy to actually take anything. So I'd probably just Tanuki to the top. Because if he does this, it's not really Sente on this corner. And then this is pretty easy to reduce. This is probably not a good move, but it's just easy to reduce.
Yeah.
Oh, this was about the why I played Q15. Because here it feels like I have a pretty flexible response here. And can Tanuki. But without that, if he were to play here, seems like my only response is to go here, and then it's just too easy for him to live on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I played this one. Just makes it more flexible, and it's Sente. But he played this one, which again, because the corner is so open, it feels like it's not really needed to defend right away. And his corner is still weak. And even if I just get a move like this, I'm getting more points. And it already feels like I'm ahead on points.
Yeah. Feels like that move's not very efficient. Again, another small problem.
Yeah. So instead I Tanuki'd to put some pressure on his corner while giving myself a base. Which makes invasion on top a little better for me. Because I have a base on both sides. And he Tanuki to play this pressing move. And I don't like this one because it just feels like I'm really low and it's not really doing much besides make points there. So I thought I could get more by playing in the corner. And then if he takes, I have Sente. So I felt really good about this position. But I thought he could get a little bit more. I think he could play this attach here. And I'd probably just jump here or extend. He makes a base. But then the corner is still open. But he gets a little bit more than he does in the game. And I have less forcing moves.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I was saying before about him sort of not being very forceful, very passive. Because this isn't necessarily a bad move, but it's just like you should always try to get as much as you can, right?
Yeah. So it feels like he could have got more and didn't. So I invade the corner right away, and he plays this one. Which this one gives me Sente, so I got to reduce and Sente and play a big move. But I think he could have played this one to where he does lose the corner, but he has Sente, and my center group is not quite as strong as it was before because it's undercut and he's much stronger on the outside.
Yeah, this provides much better potential for the future fighting in the game.
Well, the other way, it just feels like I get nice and strong. And since I have more points, I don't really need to fight. And I should be okay. And Sente is pretty big here.
Yeah, it's very important right now.
Yep, I could have done this one. But I feel this makes the game a bit more complicated. Because if he defends here, I just go here, and then he invades. So there'll probably be a bit more fighting in this one.
Yeah, black has a lot of two-space extensions that could be attacked or pressed down to attack the center, but the center's stronger than it was. But
and C6 is also pretty hard to attack. Or white could do this one, but then the corner is open. So he probably wouldn't do that. So instead I just played here, made sure my group stay nice and strong, and took some points.
Yeah, I feel this is the way to make the game as simple as possible.
Yep, he played this one, which I think I would prefer low, but it's probably not good. Because if it goes like this, I have a weak group in the center. Even though white is a little bit weaker, it seems probably better for white. But I'm not a fan of these high moves. And I should probably just invade right away. But I chose to play this one, which I was pretty sure was Sente, but maybe it's not. I feel like he has to do this, and then I get to go here still.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like he has enough time to do that.
Yeah, if he does this, he's definitely behind. Even
you get everything that you want here.
Yeah, so he was a bit more aggressive here. So I probably should invade again, but I was happy to just take away the points here while gaining some. So he presses down here, which doesn't seem that big to me, because I could probably do something like this, and feels like it's worth quite a few points. But when he does this, it just feels like he might be getting a little bit too much for what I got on the top. So I felt forced to invade here, because I'm so strong everywhere and I have some influence in the center, feels like I couldn't die here if I tried to live. So I attach here, trying to stay light and get a little bit more forcing moves. And I think he played the strongest move here, which stops me from living or trying to make a co-shape here.
Yeah, it stops you from settling easily.
And if I try to run out here, it just feels like I get attacked, and it's hard to stay light. So I chose to play this one and offer a trade. And it feels like he can't really refuse it. So he just takes these, and I take his C6 stone. I feel he should probably play this kick, and I defend. And then he connects here or captures at the top. Because in the game he pushes here, which I think makes his shape weaker. And I play this move here. I probably don't need to, but I felt ahead, so I was just trying to keep my shape as strong as possible. Because I could also just do this one first. And then I probably would be able to do this one. Or he would have to take here, and then he would have a lot of weakness here. So I could have gained a bit more here, but I was satisfied just doing this. And I still got to do this one. And I had Sente to reduce the center. And he played here, which I feel as he doesn't make enough, just making those points in the center, which doesn't seem like that much. So I was thinking he should have done this one. If I wedge here, he gets a lot more potential in the center, to where if I do try to reduce from somewhere, he can just press down on it and make more points on the other side.
Yeah, and it seems to fix some of those weaknesses that he had there.
Or if I Hane on this side, he can wedge here and capture the single stone, which is worth a lot of points. And I thought this would be bigger than playing in the center, because here I'm happy to just push and then start playing some endgame. And at this point I thought there was just no chance for him to get enough points. So I just played nice and solid, try to keep everything strong. Here I probably could have been a little bit more defensive, but I chose, I felt there was no way that I can get into trouble here. White can't really do this because it would just be too small. So I think he was correct in trying to fight here, but it just seems too hard. I play here because I might not get a chance to, and there's still some weakness with the attach at h6. And so I just jump here. And I didn't quite like this move, because it feels like if he's going to play here, he has to follow it up. So I think he should have just peeped here first and left the h3 for later.
Yeah, because he still might want to do something else there or attach in a different way.
Yeah, because he plays here, and then it just feels bad to Tanuki here.
It feels like you're sort of just giving black extra points if black captures that stone.
Yeah, and it still has weakness there, because there's still the cut at like m4 and weakness at h6. I probably should have played more solid here, but I thought this worked, and it did. But it just seems simpler to play the bamboo joints.
Yeah.
Then he defends here, and I didn't think I really need to connect here, but it's just the safe way. I also probably could do something like this to be a bit more aggressive. And then he can push here, and I'm alive. Or he could take here, and I could Tanuki, and I'm just already alive. And he's not alive in the corner yet. So that didn't seem very good for him. But I thought I was ahead, so I was happy to just play here. Then he defends. We start playing some endgame. Just squeezing here.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game it's just a little bit too late for white to make up the difference.
Yeah. Though I think you said I could have played better here. Could have played this one instead. So if he blocks here, and then I get here, and I get a little bit extra. Or if he plays this one, then I have Sente to take these stones. And can't reduce too much over here, because I can just cut them off. But yeah, I do think that's it. And probably not going to talk too much about in-game, so I'll just quickly go through the rest of it.
You actually did a pretty good job with in-game in this game.
Yeah. Still terrible, though.
You still played a couple really bad moves, but it's fine.
Yeah. But for the next game, I think he should be a bit more aggressive. And because in this game, it felt like we were both playing as if we were both ahead the whole time, which I think was correct for me, but not for him. So maybe he.
Well, one person's going to be wrong when you both think you're ahead. So
yeah. And in the end, I won by 5.5 points.
Yeah, and that's even with giving up a couple points and maybe not always playing the biggest end games. That means you were ahead by a decent amount earlier on.
Yes, and I think that happened in the opening, and then because he played Slack, he never really gave himself a chance to reduce that lead.
So, what do you think are the biggest mistakes that he made?
I think the biggest mistake was probably just defending here and letting me get such a good opening like this. So I think he definitely should have fought back here.
Yeah, he didn't really use his high 04 stone.
Or you could even say that he probably should have just done this one. Yeah. And then that would also have been better. So I feel like he got behind in the opening in this area just because it felt like I got everything I wanted, and it just let me control the rest of the game. Like even with this kick here, again here, he's forcing me to the side that I don't want. And
then after the opening, it was just a similar mistake throughout the game where he wasn't trying to sort of fight back hard enough.
Yeah, it felt like he was playing like he was ahead when he wasn't. Well, the review for the next game should be coming soon. I hope you enjoyed this review in the game, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.